Welcome to this channel. So this channel is for culture and education based on historical data, evidence, and scientific data and evidence. So please do not continue on to watch this video if you are not into searching for the truth and speaking the truth. Now, yesterday I shared a Chinese language video, and after that our English friends asked me, could I make a video to share what I have shared in that Chinese video. So here I'll share with you what I share in the Chinese video. Now, the reason why I make that Chinese video is because right now it is the autumn festival for the Chinese. When autumn comes, you know that this year is going to pass very soon. And there is a popular song about autumn. After I heard about that song last evening, I feel really sad. And thus I make that Chinese video on Wing Chun. Now, I don't like the martial art community, or the Chinese call it Mou Lan in Cantonese, or Jianghu. I don't like that because those community is about fame and money and benefits, and then all kinds of politics, who against who fight who, all those kind of stuff. And then this guy will defend the other guy, or the student will defend their grandmaster, twisting thing all around. I don't like that. I like to study things. I like to investigate and think. I like to know the truth of what is the bottom line. I like to share what is the truth in the bottom line. So this is what I present in the Chinese video. So I am not into those martial art circle, cycle, and all those kind of stuff. I want to know what it is. I like to learn what it is. That's my bottom line. So that's why this channel is like a university investigations. Got nothing to do with those fighting who beat who, all those kind of stuff. Or who is the oldest, who is the best grandmaster, or all those kind of stuff. Now, this is to clarify for everybody that what is my directions. Now, get into the subject. For past 100 years, as we can track with today's data and videos, just don't kid ourselves. There's no more Wing Chun core. The Xiu Tao really doesn't work. It doesn't develop anything real. Technically, that is what the situation is. So how to prove it? It's very simple. You just look at the leg, the body handling, or the development, and the arm development. Any good holistic Chinese Kung Fu today still have that, but Wing Chun in the Xiu Tao set particularly do not have the entire view anymore. Even worse, in the past months, I have shared that with a Chinese article that the Wushu Association in Canton creating one Wing Chun sets by those who do not know what is Wing Chun. So whatever I'm saying, I need to back it by evidence, right? So let me go through with you on this evidence. Number one, we know by today, by the ancient, by human body, your basic stance is never a triangle-shaped pigeon toe like that. It is like this. It is the same type of stance, which is you can perform squat or jump, because that is the stance to activate the yang side or the yang meridians of the human or the yang muscle of the human. So be it in the ancient or today sports science, that's what it is. If you want to be able to be mobile, to handle your body under dynamic, you need to develop that. Okay? You do that, you're going to screw the knee, you're going to cause all kinds of problems, and you lost the bottom part of your body. We like it or not, that is the reality of human body. So look at around the Xu Lim Tao sets of the past 100 years. There is a problem. You don't have it. The second, on this arm, the handle of the hand. This is the yin side, this is the yang side. This is the soft side, this is the hard side. In the 1850s Xu Lim Tao writing, he said, when you raise your hand, when you use your hand, you need to be aware of your yin and yang or soft and hard side of your arm and be able to balance it. That is how you handle this from the top. Yet today you see people doing this. They say that the San Bai Fat is internal art of Wing Chun. They put their wrist, bend it like that, pushing outward, have a elbow putting down like that. Guess what you do if you do that for human body? You only or you extremely using your yang side or the hard side. You don't use this. Thus, those type of training will never be able to develop the skill of the flexibility and the agility of changing. But it is extremely pushing, pressing, using one side of the body, no longer both sides. Thus, this type of training, it turned into like a rod. It not be able to be flexible, like the rattan, like the willow trees. So one can hear all kinds of legend in the past that the Wing Chun hand can wrap around other people. It's like a willow tree, like a rattan, and so forth when you touch it. Well, if you're keeping doing that with the yang side, have no aware of the yin side or the soft side, there's no way you can develop whatever need to develop from the balance of yin and yang or hard and soft. Same thing with the spear finger. The Bilji is not like poke out there or put your finger like that and so you can more powerful and poke it out. Bilji is not that. Again, it is Bilji is using both yin and yang. This is using the yin to propel the strength out. It is not like you wrap your hand like that and then you poke in. No, it is not. It is propelling. So the entire hand is balanced, hard and soft, yin and yang, is flexible, agile. And thus it be able to deliver inch power, meaning that at every minute move, it have strength handling. Today, everybody doing this. How is this going to supposed to develop that yin and yang, soft and hard, balancing strength? In Chinese, it say that if you have a single extreme yang or extreme yin, that's extreme. It is dead. Only when the yin and yang it is balanced up, that's alive. That is the truth of Chinese culture and ancient Wing Chun. So your Xiu Lim Tao, you have already lost your leg and you lost your hand. The third thing, this is the torso, this is the core. You have a strong, developed leg part. You have the proper develop of the hand part. It's still useless because you need to connect the lower part of body and the arm. The entire thing has to become one piece. And this one piece is based on the oblique training, like our modern sport science, the oblique training, the core training, using torquing to develop that. And there's more there. As in the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao writing, it said that spinning and torquing following the flow of the energy channel, the yin and yang side, and the breathing. Now, so you need that muscle training for your core, for your oblique. Also, you need the breathing. First, you need the breathing, of course, for your VO2 max, for your oxygen, your deep breathing. The second, you need that breathing to handle your intra-abdominal pressure, because it is this intra-abdominal pressure which stabilizes your core at high speed, at continuous attack, at dynamic action, your core. Now, so that you have to deal with your internal intra-abdominal pressure. Now, you get into internal. In the ancient, people using the belt. Today we have a high-tech thing. The ancient using the belt, they developed the breathing and intra-abdominal pressure to make sure that all of their breathing, when they breathe, the pressure from intra outward is 360 degree, like a cylinder. Okay? It never is like today you can see big belly there, pushing in this belly, or pushing in the chest. It is not true. The truth is the internal development of the intra breathing is causing the expansion 360 degree to support the core stability. And of course, that can help because there's intra pressure to take impact to the body. But yet, that is not still internal. Why? Because if anybody thinking that you just have some intra-abdominal pressure, one will be internal, then all power lifter is internal expert. It is not. The real internal be able to the minimum recover the internal organs or heal the internal organs. Okay? So when people talk about this chi, any chi is useless if those type of practice not be able to heal or recover to the minimum the internal organs. So when people want to talk about the internal, what can you recover your internal organs or heal your internal organs? If you can, if you cannot, then there is no internal art. Don't kidding. The Chinese, ancient Chinese define it properly. So this is the core. Now, today it is what? Tucking your tailbone, straighten your spine, flattening your spine, spine power. What is it compared with what I just shared with you just now? On this cylinder, on this oblique, on the intra-abdominal pressure, all this handling. What is it? What's so internal? What mind power? When all those three parts, the leg, the body, the arm, one don't even know how to develop them or what is going on. So you want to look into the reality, the truth, to face the reality of Wing Chun. You look at the Xiulim Tao in past 100 years. It do not have the content I just tell you. So what is it supposed to do for the Xiulim Tao one practice? How is the Xiulim Tao one practice be able to face today's sports science for their functional training? Look at the MMA player. Look at the Western boxer, where they consider all these things. Same thing. You look at the real Chinese Kung Fu, where they developed this. Many Kung Fu still exist. But today, it is really defensive when somebody talk about, like I share with you now, because the student of the grandmaster want to protect the grandmaster. And then they will come up with all kinds of reasons and all kinds of politic things. And then market things with internal, the label internal, where they don't even know what happened there. Since 400 years ago, it's like that. The internal art guys say, oh, quiet defeat the dynamic. That's called internal. And then internal have this be able to take punch and all this kind of stuff. Are you serious? Have you ever seen anybody using those internal can take punch in China be able to 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 defeat the Western boxer? You can go see all this like the Shaolin demonstration, put a spear, poke at the throat and all this kind of thing. Those are show business. Have you seen that there in the ring? What happened? Did they get KO? For past 3 years since Xi Xiaodong, have you ever seen any of all this so-called traditional Chinese martial art today be able to do anything? Well, yet Xi Xiaodong have no clue of what's going on. Like the other day, he said traditional Chinese martial art is only like 200 years, and Wing Chun is based on Ba Zhang Do and all this nonsense. So one way you have this people in China today who is clueless on what is Chinese culture, and you have another party of people who is selling snake oil. The entire culture going down to the tube. Now I'm 60 something, thinking back the time I pedaled by bicycle almost 50 years ago to my seafood's home where I can see the autumn moon. 50 years have passed. Human life is really short. I soon too will die. If this is not being said today, when should this be said? There are many people who really, really want to study it, want to work hard on it. They deserve to know what happened. Chinese martial art culture deserve, Wing Chun culture deserve to know this truth. So with the shielding of the development of the leg, the body, the hand, that is a real deal. Today, shielding disregard of what you do that. What are you doing? Chinese opera? What is the result? Scientifically verified it. And you can scientifically verify what I just shared with you. Just put it on a test, a double-blind test. Verify with the scientific after quantizations. So this is what I shared. I know this might be like a nuclear bomb blowing the entire thing. Well, don't people deserve to know? Don't a culture deserve to stay? So it is autumn. Winter will come soon. People die. We all get old age. We pass away. There are many people will never see the spring of the next year. Thus, I feel really sad. Thus, I said it. I know many people don't like it, but I say it for the history. You cannot do this. You cannot continue doing this. You want to do your business, your martial art circle, your ring, your show business, whatever, fine. I am just presenting what is the truth there by evidence. Okay? So I want nothing to do with this martial arts school, who's grandmaster, which grandmaster. I'm talking technology. My world can fade away because we all die. But this, what I share with you, will stay because it's in YouTube now. Whether we can do it later or not, it doesn't matter. The matter is we speak the truth and we do not lead people into something which is impossible, and we don't lead people to distorted ideas. And again, over here, I'm not blaming anybody, but the record has to set straight, or else you don't have your 小念头. Unless you train this, your 小念头 can have this developed. You don't have 小念头. Don't kid ourselves. According to the ancient and according to sports science.